Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Cooking with Sebbi. Today we are preparing a vegetable mix in a peanut sauce and rice. First of all, let's introduce the ingredients. As usual, we do have some green onions, we have garlic, we have some zucchini, we have some red bell peppers, and finally, the last ingredient we need is some ginger. Alright, after we got all the ingredients, let's rinse them clean as usual, and then we can start to slice them up. The vegetables are nice and ready. Let's start to slice them up. I will start with the red bell peppers. First, I will just cut away the top of it and remove the seeds inside of the bell pepper. Just pull it out and put it away, so it's already almost nice and clean. You can also remove the stem of it, and we are done with the first one. Let's do the same thing with the second bell pepper. So next up after we have removed the seeds of it, is to slice them up nice and easy. So let's just cut them into small pieces. I positioned the frying pan right next to me so that I can throw all the pieces that are ready. For the bell peppers, I just start cutting them in half. Make some slices, and then just cut it into small little pieces. Nice and easy. And we're done. We're done with the bell peppers. Let's put them all in the frying pan. And we're moving on. We're moving on to the zucchini. Here I just cut away the stem and the part where the blossom was. Same thing with all the other zucchini. Let's do it really quick. Alright. Once they are prepared, I always go for quartering the zucchini first. And once they are in quarters, I just slice them up into small little pieces. We can add to the vegetable mix into the frying pan as we make progress. Alright, we are down to the last half of our zucchini. We're almost done with slicing and cutting the zucchini. Let's just do this real quick. And yeah, we are good to go. We are good to go. I think I will add it to the mix right away in the frying pan, because even zucchini takes some time. So let's just get everything in here. So we're moving on to the green onion. Let's just cut away the roots. Cut away all the dried parts we don't need anymore. Make sure if the outer layer is nice and good and not too dried. Same with the other ones. Let's remove the pieces that are a little bit too dried. Nice and easy. Green onion is ready. So same principle as before. Let's just cut it into little pieces. This time those green onions I will not add to the mix right away. I will just have them ready for the time that we actually need them. Next up, Next up, the garlic. Here, I also like to clean the garlic first. Alright, all the garlic is prepared. I remove the outer shell of it. Let's do the usual thing. As you know, we just cut everything into little pieces. Let's do this real quick. It's not really big science or so, it's just like, alright, let's make some small little bits and pieces out of the garlic. Nothing super fancy about it. Can do it real quick. Alright. Very nice. And the last thing, the ginger. I just like to have a nice decent piece of the ginger. Let me just use my other knife because it's a little bit easier to operate. So I like to have maybe this amount of ginger. I will just peel it real quick. Alright, ginger has been peeled, and you know the procedure. Once we have things prepared, we just cut it into little pieces. So that we can just throw it into the pan and yeah, have a nice flavor. Alright, so all the ingredients are ready, except for the spring onion. I like to have everything in the frying pan so that we are ready to go. Let's throw everything in there. And yeah, now we are ready to actually start the cooking process. So let me rearrange all the things, and then then we will ignite the stove. Alright, everything has been rearranged. We are ready to start the cooking process, so let's ignite the stove, hopefully. Alright. And of course full power, at least for the start of the cooking process. And yeah, we also need some oil. As usual, I prefer olive oil. So let's add a generous amount of olive oil to the mix. We can just pour it over the vegetables because we will start to mix them up anyways later on. And yeah, now we need to wait that the stove does its thing. Also, another thing I like to do right away is to add some salt to it. I will just use 1 teaspoon of salt and distribute it equally over the ingredients. And with this, we are ready to go. We just need to wait for the frying pan to heat up. Alright, the frying pan starts to sizzle, so we can start to give the vegetables a first stir. Let's just mix them up in the frying pan. Make sure that they are equally distributed. And as soon as the frying pan really gets hot and going, I like to reduce a little bit the heat because I don't want to have my vegetables burned. So yeah, the sound is good. It's really giving a nice sound. So I will reduce the heat and just let it cook. And while this is cooking, we are coming to an optional ingredient. I personally enjoy tofu. So here we go. Smoked tofu, nice block of smoked tofu. As usual, I like to cut it into little pieces. So we start here, we just slice it up, nice and easy. And as I said, this part is optional, you don't need tofu. The dish tastes just as great without the tofu. You can add anything else to it. You can also add some meat, maybe chicken or so, or pork. This would be just great, I guess. But since I almost need almost eat no meat, I am going just for tofu. And yeah, tofu has been cut into nice pieces, and we can already distribute them in the frying pan so that this tofu is getting also prepared. So we do have some time left here, and we can use this time to focus on the next important part, and that is the rice. For the rice, I just found this jar quite practical. I use this jar and fill it with half of it with rice. So maybe like this, decent amount. Well, this is almost too much. So this is a good thing. You can just pour it back into the bag full of rice. Yeah, I think this is a decent amount. So this is my amount of rice. I just put it in. This is a good portion for myself. So you just have to find a measurement deal-wise. This is pretty good. And yeah, then just add twice the amount of water. Alright, we do have about twice as much water. Just pour it in. And yeah, ignite the stove. Once this thing is cooking, once this pot of rice is very good and very well cooking, just stop the heat, put the lid on top and let it sit. As soon as all the water is gone, your rice is ready. It's a surprising thing, but it works every time, and it's a pretty easy method to get your rice ready. So the last thing for the rice, just add some salt to it, and we are good to go. The rice is boiling pretty good. Let's cut the heat, as I said. Be careful with closing the lid, because otherwise you can have a disaster. And yeah, the moisture almost is evaporated from the pan. So we come to the next part, which is coconut milk. So you just need to add a decent amount of coconut milk. Here I go for 500 grams, 500 milliliter, 400 milliliters. I go for 400 milliliters of coconut milk. Just throw it in and yeah, let it cook even more. Right, rice has calmed down, so I can close the lid completely and just wait for nature do its thing. Same here. I can also wait for nature or heat to do its thing, that the coconut part starts to melt, and we have this nice and delicious coconut smell now coming from the frying pan. Also, this is now the perfect opportunity, the perfect time to add the spring onions to it. So let's do this. Hey, you! Let's do this real quick. Add all of the spring onions. To the mix. And give it another stir. Just mix everything around. And yeah, as I said, pay attention to what your rice is doing. Alright, while this thing is now cooking, let's add some more ingredients to it, some black pepper, because we also want to add some more taste and more spice to it. Some black pepper, also some curry powder, also a generous amount of curry powder, a bit more. That's good for. That's a good mix. And once again, give it a good stir. Just mix everything up. Okay, the dish almost is ready. Now we come to the last and most important part, the peanut butter. Let's just get a jar of peanut butter. I have a teaspoon here. And yeah, I think I will add about, well, let's see, maybe maybe a generous amount. It's rather liquid, unfortunately. Let's add a generous amount of maybe 3 to 4 teaspoons to it to give it the nice peanut flavor. This is really the part where we now come to this peanut sauce aspect. Alright, generous amount of peanut butter has been applied. Let's use the spoon a little bit to distribute everything in the frying pan. That way the remaining peanut butter on the spoon gets released. Because I don't want to waste my precious peanut butter. Alright, let's mix it up. Good thing about the peanut butter also is, as you can see, it's becoming more of a sauce. It is less of a soup. It's more like a sauce. And yeah, then from here on you can of course use maybe some starch or some flour or anything to thick the sauce a little bit more. But yeah, that's the final ingredient you needed. You just needed to add some more peanut butter. Now it looks really good, and I think I will cut the heat completely. So now it's just a matter of time. I will just let it sit a bit, maybe make the liquid a little bit more thick. I think I will add a little bit of flour to it, and then we get to the final assembly of the dish. The rice is ready. The vegetable mix is ready. To my taste, the sauce is a little bit too thin, so I will just add a little bit of flour to it because I don't have starch, unfortunately. I think I need to get some starch at some point, but flour does the trick just as well. Just add some flour to it, stir it up to thicken the sauce a little bit. Yeah, this is coming along nicely. This is nice. This is great. This is exactly how I envisioned it. So, yep, just stir everything up, and this looks good. This looks really good. So we're coming now tonight. No. You are staying here. We are now coming to the final assembly. So I need of course a dish and the rice. Let's just get all the rice in. Rice is in the dish. Now we just need to add mix, vegetable mix. Just put it on top of it like this. I think I will leave half of the pan for later, well not for later, but for another day, for tomorrow or someday in the near future. There's also a nice thing about this dish. When you cook it, you can cook as much as you like, and with this amount you can have another. Let's give me a little bit more for today. You can have another dish later on without so much effort. So yeah, that's the vegetable mix with peanut sauce. Very delicious, very delicious. And yeah, I will now enjoy this. And so I hope you have enjoyed this video just as well, and I hope you will also give it a try. Until next time, my name is Sebbi. See you and bon appetit!